Chapter 1. Thetravel Versoy will be convenient to speak of him was expounding the recondite matter to us. His grey eyes shone and twinkled, and his usually pale face was flushed and animated. The fire burned brightly, and the soft radiance evening candlelight scintillantly soft silver caught the bubbles that flashed and passed in our glasses. Our chairs, being his patents, embraced and caressed us rather than submitted to be sat upon, and there was that luxurious after-dinner atmosphere when thought roams gracefully free that trammeled soft precision. And Hepatito using physically marking head points with a lean father, as we sat and lazily admired his earnestness over this new paradox as we thought it, and his fecundity. You must follow me carefully. I shall have that token pervert one or two ideas that are almost universally accepted. The geometry, for instance, they taught the school is founded on a misconception. Is not that rather a large thing to expect us to begin upon? Said Philby, an argumentative person with red hair. I do not mean to ask you out to accept anything without reasonable ground for it. You will soon admit has much hastened from you. You know of course that a mathematical line, the line of fitness nil, has no real existence. They taught you her ? Neither has a mathematically plain. These things are mere abstractions. That is all right, said the psychologist. Nor, having only length, breadth, and thickness, can a cube have a real existence. Their object, said Philby. Though of course is solid, but must exist. All real things, so most people think. But wait a moment. Can an use cube exist? He follow you, said Philby. Can a cube that does not last for any time at all have a real existence? Philby became pensive. Clearly the timid traveler proceeded. Any real body must have extension in four directions. It must have length, breadth, thickness, and duration. But through the natural infirmity of the flesh, which he will explain to you in a moment, we incline to look at this fact. There are really four dimensions, three which they call tetraplenes, soft space, and a third time. There is, however, a tendency to draw an unreal distinction between the former three dimensions and the latter, because it happens that our consciousness moves intermittently in one direction along the latter from the beginning to the end of our lives. That, said a very young man, making spasmodic efforts to relight his cigar over the lamp, that, very clear indeed. Now, it is very remarkable that this is so extensively overlooked, continued the timid traveler with a slight accession of carefulness. Realithesis wittism and by fourth dimension, though some people who talk about the fourth dimension do not know they mean it. It is only an other way of looking at time. Thereifnodifference between time and any of the three dimensions. SIO and SOFXPACEXCDP THATOURCO and SCIOUSness and OVSALONGID. But some foolish people have got hold of wrong side of hated. You have all heard what they have to say about this fourth dimension. I have not, said his provincial mayor. That is simply fixed. Space, as our mathematicians shave it, is spoken of as having three dimensions, which one may call length, breadth, and thickness, and is always definable by reference to three planes, each at right angles to the earth. But some philosophical people have been asking why three dimensions, particularly why not another direction, not right angles to the other three ? And have even tried to construct a four-dimension geometry. Professor Simon Newcomb was expounding this to the New York Medical Society only a month or so ago. You know how on a flat surface, which has only two dimensions, we can represent the figure of a three-dimensional solid, and similarly they think that by models of the dimensions they could represent one of four if they could master the perspective of the thing. See? I think so, murmured the provincial mayor, and knit his brows lapsed into an introspective state, his lips moving gasonuhorpeath's mystic words. Yes, I think I know he's at after some time brighten in China transitory. Well, I do not mind to lend you have been or coupon this geometry of four dimensions for some time. Some of my results are curious. For instance, here is a portrait of a man at 8 years old, another at 15, another at 18, another at 23, and so on. All these are evidently sections as it were three-dimensional representations of his four-dimensioned being, which is a fixed and unalterable thing. Scientific people, proceeded the time traveler, after the pause required for the proper assimilation of this, know very well that time is only a kind of space. Here lies a popular scientific diagram, the weather record. This line I trace with my finger shows the movement of the barometer. Yesterday it was so high, yesterday night it fell, then this morning it rose again, and so gently upward to here. Surely the mercury did not trace this line in any of the dimensions of space generally recognized. But certainly it traced such a line, and that line, therefore, we must conclude was along the time dimension. But said the medical man staring hard data fire is time is real in life dimension not space wise and would have always been regarded as a nothing different question mark and we cannot move in time elsewhere move about in the other dimensions of space. The time traveler smiled. Are you sure we can move freely in space question mark right hand of twain can go backward and forward freely enough, and men always have done so. I admit we move freely in two dimensions. But how about up and down? Gravitation limits us there. Not exactly, said the medical man. There are balloons. But before as these balloons save for spasmodicity jumpy and the inequality a soft heat surface man had not freedom over movement. Still they could move the pan don't, said the medical man. Easier ferry sea air down ton up. And you cannot move at all in time, you cannot get away from the present moment. My dear sir, that is just where you are wrong. That is just where the whole world has gone wrong. Where we is getting away from the present movement. Our mental existences, which are immaterial and have no dimensions, are passing along the time dimension with a uniform velocity from thecardly to grave. Juice to threshold travel down if we began our existence 50 miles above the Earth's surface. But agree at difficulty exthies interrupted hexacologist. You can move about in all directions of space, but you cannot move about in time. That is the germ of my great discovery. But you are wrong to say that we cannot move about in time. For instance, if I am recalling an incident very vividly, I go back to the instant of its occurrence. I become absent-minded as you say. I jump back for a moment. Of course we have no means of staying back for any length of time, any more than a savage or an animal has of staying 6 feet above the ground. But a civilized man is better off than the savage in this respect. He can hope against gravitation in a balloon. And why should he not hope that ultimately he may be able to stop or outfloat his drift along the time dimension or even turn about and travel the other way? So this began Phil the Isle. Why not question mark said the timid traveler. It's against reason, said Philby. What reason question mark said the timid traveler. You can show black is white by argument, said Philby, but you will never convince me. Possibly not, said the timid traveler. But no Ihuba, Jin to see the object of my investigations into the geometry of her dimensions. Long ago I had a vague inkling of a machine to travel through time, exclaimed the very young man. That shall travel indifferently in any direction of space and time, as the driver determines. Philby contented himself with laughter. But I have experimental verification, said the time traveler.